So this is my 1978 F-150. I would say is one of my most prized possessions and one of material things, if you want to call it that, because I've had it so long. I was going to tell a story about this thing because of, the camaraderie and everything that took with it, and a dedication to my dad, because without him I would never have this truck, and the learnings of keeping it going. So this truck means a lot to me, and I tell my wife that she'll bury me in it. But I just thought I'd do a walk around. I do have classic registration on it. Yes, you can see it in the video. Is it perfect? No, that's not the point of this truck. I know I have pictures of it with me and G-Mex Sr., my dad, building this thing over the years. And so for 2025, this is actually the first I've started it, and today is May 11th. A little back history. So I just did some work to this. I did not film it. You'll see other videos on my other projects that are going on. But I have videoed this truck in the past when I did the cab mounts and whatnot. So this here, it's not perfect. I was almost going to rebuild the engine and pull it out, but then I decided not to because of other financial things. And I'm a traditionalist. I like to keep things the way they are. So the timing chain in this was in it since 1996. That was the year my dad and I first built this truck. This engine is actually out of a 1978 Ford LTD station wagon that my dad purchased in 1986. He rebuilt this engine in that car and ran it for 40,000 miles. Unfortunately, the car got very rusty and the frame was bad. So we junked the car and I got the engine for my orange truck. So there's been a lot of changes in this truck, somewhat since I own it. Updating to AGM batteries, updating to oil. That is the original air cleaner, but the rest of it fell apart, and then I opted to do it this way and then go into a push-in breather. But for the most part, this truck has not changed. We did the timing chain in this. I did end up putting a new fan shroud on it. That radiator is still the same radiator from, I believe I had to replace it right around 2000, 1998, something like that. It was fine, so I decided to paint it. But I guess what I'm telling you is there's camaraderie, father-son relationship, and maybe I'll wait on this video for Father's Day. That's what means a lot to me on this, and the many hours that went into bringing this truck back to life, because it wasn't in the greatest of shape. Since 1996, when I first got it with my dad, we bought the truck for $600. The only thing left in original on it is the hood itself and the cab, the doors. The roof is original, but the front fenders, the front grille, and the rear box is no longer original. This box, though, is from the 70s, and you body guys out there, you can see there's body panels in this, and the last time I painted this was about 12 years ago and didn't have a good way of spraying, so I rolled it. Thus the reason of the drying marks from the roller, but it didn't rust. This box actually was off the truck. We bought it from someone else at that time. For you Ford guys, I bought this box and a gas tank at the time for $75. You will never do that today. So in the time of, I probably owned 20 of these trucks, and this one will never go away because, as I peer around and I look at it and all the things that we've done to it. So new floor in it a couple years ago. I'll put it information in the description of video I did on redoing the floor and the cab mounts. That rear window, we put that in 1997 out of another truck. It's seen better days, yes. This seat was reupholstered. I don't know if he's still doing it in my local area, but that seat was reupholstered. But I had a seat in here. The original seat was in here. I still have the original seat. It does need redone, and I'm probably going to do a future video on that, but I had a seat cover on it. But 4-speed on the floor. That engine is a 351 modified. There's approximately with I don't know exactly all the miles, but since my dad rebuilt this engine in 1986, I have put 60,000 on it. So there's at least 100,000 on this engine now, and it does not burn any oil. The cab lobes were starting to get a little wore, as when I could see, because I dropped the oil pan on this when I replaced the timing chain, and they are starting, but I've seen worse. It makes no noises. It works perfectly fine. This truck gets recreational use. Very rarely does it haul anything, especially being a classic, and that's all I want it for. Because for myself, it is very therapeutic to drive a 4-speed. That's the reason I'm building my F250. That will become a daily driver. And for a little weather, how do I say, Scooby-Doo has been in there since when I was driving this in high school. The stereo, a JVC CD player, has been in there since, I think, 1998, something like that, 1999. I'm not sure, but that's what I enjoy about this truck so much. But we're gonna take this thing for a ride and run through the gears a little bit and talk about it some more. All right, we're gonna start this thing up, and Mrs. G-Mech is with me. I love the fact of a 4-speed. Mrs. G-Mech is actually going to film me shifting. Gotta love the feeling of a 4-speed. I haven't had this out since, I believe, November. I always love the smoothness of it. That's one thing I commend my dad for always teaching me on how to drive this 4-speed, which could be one of the things that led me up to drive truck. So my 1978 F150, I have it here idling. I'll pop the hood again, you can hear it running. Said 351 modified, just basically stock with a 650 Edelbrock on it. So another thing I want to tell a story about is this bird, which was on my grandfather's last car that he drove before he couldn't drive anymore. And as far as I know, I believe it was from a 1965 Ford Fairlane. I'm not positive on that. And maybe we'll, in a future video, get G-Mech Senior in on that. So, but yeah, so this is my 1978 F-150. Drop a comment down below Let me know if you have a vehicle like this that you have for a very long time. I enjoy driving this. Living in PA, this thing does not see salt. And it's just very enjoyable. You know, here we are, May 2025, to get it back out and running again. So thanks for coming along on this little bit of a video of my 1978 F-150. Again, drop a comment. Thanks for watching. This is GMEC. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. And remember, keep on wrenching.